I find the situation that's going on with the Cavs and Collin Sexton very interesting. A year ago, Collin Sexton produced great numbers. I just want to pull up his stats. A year ago, he averaged 24 points and did it on overall 47% shooting from the field, 37% shooting from the three-point land. So he had a good year last year, along with averaging 4.4 assists. Collin Sexton is your typical scoring point guard. To be honest, the league is dominated by these types of point guards now. I don't really think there's many true point guards. The only guy I can think of from the top of my head right now that is a true point guard is Chris Paul, but he's really old. I can't think of any. I'm sure there's probably a few I'm missing out there, but the league doesn't really have them. So I gauge the value of point guards just by different metrics in regard to that. It comes down to how efficient of a scorer they are when it comes to this new scoring point guard group. So he was very efficient last year, getting 24 points on 47% shooting as a point guard. That's really hard to do. So you would think that his value would be up even though he had a down year this year. The obvious reason why he had a down year was he tore his meniscus and he missed most of the season. He only played 11 games, which is too small of a sample size to judge him by. During that span, he only averaged 16 points a game and 45% shooting. His three-point shooting was terrible during that stretch. It was a career low of 24%, but I don't take that number seriously because in the past he shot really well from three-point land. The previous year he shot 37%. His second year he shot 38%, and his rookie year he shot 40%. So he's a relatively a good three-point shooter. I don't know if teams knocked him for that. To me, though, it is very strange. He's had low value in the free agency market. I was just looking at this article from CBS, which said he was. Well, it didn't say he was, but with the offer that the Cavs offered him, which is 40 million over 3 years, it would make him the 30th highest paid point guard in the league. So that would mean that he'd be dead last when it comes to comparing other guys at his position. Granted, I wouldn't say Collin is the best point guard in the league, but neither do I think he's valued at the 30th best in the league. That to me is way, way, way too low. There's probably several guards out there that he's better than that are making more money than him. So I can understand why he's rejecting that offer for 3 years, 40 million. He just wants to get his market value. I can't blame him for that. To me, it's just really weird to see how easy the Cavs can lowball him right now. I think realistically, he'll probably just take a 1 year deal with the Cavs. I could see him just taking a 1 year deal and playing out the season and just trying to get a bigger contract next year. I think another factor to why teams haven't shown interest in him is because there's only two teams that have cap space now, that have full cap space, as they would say. That would be the Pacers and the Spurs. Spurs, from what I've heard, are not interested in signing him. They have confidence in their other guards. They still want to develop them, from what I've heard. Indiana, I don't know their circumstance of why they don't want him. So he's put in a tough spot, but to me, it's interesting that Jalen Brunson is going to make more than him. And I know people are going to say that Jalen had a great playoff run and whatnot, but overall, I still believe Collin Sexton is a better player than Jalen Brunson. So it's kind of strange to see Jalen get a lot more than him. I think Collin is just in an unfortunate situation in the sense that there's not many teams out there with cap space. Still, with that being said, you would think some team would like to work out a sign and trade to get him. Just there could be some team out there that really needs a point guard that they would be contacting the Cavs for a sign and trade. It hasn't happened. So to me, it's a really interesting situation to pay attention to. I think most likely he's going to sign a 1 year deal with them and then he'll be an unrestricted free agent next year, which I can't blame him. Maybe his luck will be better next year, but still something to pay attention to. Let me know what your thoughts are about this situation.